Hi everybody, this is Anne. The way I work in my studio, decorating the pottery takes much longer than creating the actual forms, so when I see ways to shorten the process, I get all excited to try it. Lately I've seen more and more people using handmade and commercial stamps to apply underglaze to the clay surfaces, and I thought I'd demonstrate several of the quick and easy techniques for you. First, I'll show you how to make your own stamps using foam. There's lots of different types of foam out there. I would pick one that has smaller pores, as opposed to the larger holed, natural sponges like the one in my hand. I'll demonstrate on this furniture sponge that I got at the fabric store. I cut a square out of the foam with a sharp knife. I then drew my design on it with a Sharpie marker. I used a wood-burning tool to carve the sponge. The heat melts the material, which results in an odorous smoke. Remember to take care when using a hot iron, and always work in a ventilated room with a mask. As the sponge melted quickly, I used quick motions, just touching and pulling back up. That was oddly satisfying, actually. Now let's test it out. For the underglazes, I'm using Mako and Amico colors. I'm going to test the new sponge with the black. I moisten the sponge by dunking it in water and squeezing the excess water out. There's several ways you can apply the underglaze. I'm going to just use my finger this time to make sure the stamp is covered. I simply place it down on the clay. You don't have to push it down, but work it side to side a little to make sure of the coverage. Oh, I like the rustic feel of that image. It isn't perfect, which gives it character. You can do one stamp or stamp it into a pattern. Also, you can play around with how much underglaze you apply to the stamp for a bold or a lighter look. Now here's a star that I made earlier. I like that one, and I was inspired to make this plate with it. Now here it is, all glazed and fired. I can see that at a celebration on the 4th of July. When you burn designs in the foam, you can only get so much precision. I found these more precise laser-cut stamps online from Rachel Byass that are really beautiful. Let's try these. This time, I'm going to use some color. Now, if your underglaze is too runny, you can thicken it up by just using a pinch of CMC gunpowder mixed into the underglaze and letting it sit for a bit. Here's some that I mixed up earlier in case my red was too runny. You can see how it's thickened up. I can even turn over the dish and it won't spill out. I simply moistened the sponge and squeezed out the excess water. I'm going to show you a multicolored stamping. This time I'm brushing on the red underglaze over the entire stamp. Then I'm going to switch to the yellow and just brush that on the edges and over the stem part. Now I'm going back over the stem with the baby blue. That'll give it a green hue. Now let's stamp it. Like before, I just lay the stamp down without pushing. I rock it a little to make sure I got good coverage. Now when I remove it, I get this image. Let's stamp a bird on there too, again using multicolors. I get asked a lot if I use underglaze on greenware or bisque. I'm doing this on greenware because it's easier to clean if I mess up. You can do it on a bisque piece though too. Let's say I change my mind about the bird. I can easily sponge him away if I choose. See, like he was never there. Now I can restamp him on this side of the flower. Using several of Rachel's stamps combined with some of my drawings, I came up with this cool plate design. Very retro. Here it is, all glazed and fired. That would look nice on a festive table. Now let's try it with rubber stamps. There are many different designs found in your local craft store, but made for stamping on paper, so they're mounted on stiff wooden blocks. Since we need the stamp to bend to our curved surfaces, I peeled it off that stiff base. To apply the underglaze, let's try a sponge roller method. I got this roller at the hardware store. I brushed some underglaze on a glazed tile. I then rolled the sponge over the underglaze until the entire sponge was covered. I then rolled the sponge over the stamp until I could see that the underglaze was over the entire surface. Now I'm going to stamp with it. I had to make sure that the stamp edges made good contact with the clay surface. That gives you a nice crisp print. Now let's try this on a curved surface. The rubber's a bit stiff, so it took a little pressure to get it to print, but it works just fine. And the fun part is that once you have the outline printed, you can go back in with another color and paint the inside. That has real possibilities. I was inspired to make this plate with that stamp. And on the inside of each little wreath, I used one of the foam stamps for the center. Here it is, all glazed and fired. Very elegant. After watching me, the video director had this great idea of how to burn a cool pattern into the foam. Wow, that's very impressive. I complimented the director on his innovativeness, but it is interesting how it looks just like the pattern made from a sponge that I got from Walmart. Thanks to the newest members of our Little Street Pottery Research Facility team. If you'd like to join the team and earn a title, click on the Super Thanks button or the link to buy me a coffee. It also really helps us out if you hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. See you next time in the studio.
I guess you could do it with a sponge to get the same thing.
That might be something we could put into the video.